Serie A, there's a title race to speak about. But before we do, I want to speak about Christian VOLPATO. Now, for those who don't know, Christian VOLPATO is a player, Australian footballer that got rejected from, I think, all 4 Sydney clubs. So Sydney Olympic, Western Sydney, Sydney FC, and another Sydney club. I definitely know we got rejected from the 2 A-League clubs. I'm not sure about the NPL teams. But he was subbed on for Roma under Jose Mourinho and scored another goal. I think he's already scored before. And there was a lot of talk about Twitter especially, about, we shouldn't cap him yet. He shouldn't be in the national team so early. I so profoundly disagree with that, because we have an 18, 19-year-old kid scoring goals for Roma under Jose Mourinho, and yet we're giving Mitchell Duke like half an hour at the end of a World Cup qualifier, or we're starting fucking like Tommy Juric played how many games for Australia, right? It's not the whole, we shouldn't cap him yet because Italy aren't going to cap him, so don't worry about it. Or we shouldn't cap him yet because it's too early for him. Don't ignore that. Ignore those 2 points. He's just good enough to play for the Socceroos, so why wouldn't we cap him? And he's not going to be the saviour. He's not going to be the messiah that transforms his team into being some powerhouse of international football. But he's a good enough striker to be serviceable at national team level and can come on and have an impact. He shouldn't start every game. Probably shouldn't start any game. Maybe a friendly. But what's the harm? Okay, if he can't... Alright, what is genuinely the worst thing that happens? We cap him, he plays 2 games, he features 15 minutes in both games, doesn't really have an impact. What's the harm in that? Would Mitchell Duke do better than him? Probably not. With all due respect to you, Mitchell. He's not going to do better than... Duke's not going to do that much better than him. And how many years does bloody VOLPATO have on Mitchell Duke? And I'm not hating on Mitchell Duke. I actually think he's an okay player, but just an example, right? What's the worst that's going to happen? He plays 2 games, features half an hour over the 2 games, doesn't really have an impact. Okay, what? We have him capped. He can't play for Italy. That means we have him. Big deal. Literally big deal. Anyways, Australia, it's bordering on tall poppy syndrome, because we have this brilliant foreign player who speaks fluent Italian, by the way. We have this ethnic Australian doing well overseas, and yet we don't want to cap him for the Socceroos. I'm not saying there's a hidden agenda behind it. I'm just throwing up the question for you guys to answer it.